Living with chronic illness means waking up every day in a body you can't predict. It means adjusting, adapting, and grieving, sometimes all at once. It's not a linear journey, and it's not one you can overcome. For many people, it's just life. Society tells us what it means to be healthy, to be active, productive, and able to keep up. But what if your body doesn't fit those expectations? What if being healthy for you means something different altogether? Living with chronic illness, I've learned that the question isn't about getting better. It's about making the world a place where people with chronic health conditions can thrive, just as we are. Health isn't just about functioning like everyone else. Health should be about living well in the body you have, no matter what that looks like. Cure is often seen as the end goal, but for many of us, that's not realistic. And sometimes, chasing a cure feels more like chasing a version of ourselves that society finds more comfortable. I don't want to be cured. I want to live in a world where I am valued without needing to change or be physically capable enough to be worthy of belonging. A world where there are ramps, where mental health is treated with as much urgency as physical health, and where disabled people aren't seen as incomplete, but as whole, valuable humans. There's this narrative that we're broken and we need to be fixed, that we're failures if we don't get better. But living with chronic illness isn't about getting better. It's about living fully within the limitations of my body and fighting for a world that helps me do that. In Western medicine, health is often defined as the absence of disease, and illness is something to be fixed or cured. Chronic illness is often framed as something to control, correct, or contain. The focus is on diagnosing and treating the individual with the goal of returning them to normal functioning. But this idea of normal isn't always helpful or possible. According to the medical model, the issue is in the person. But maybe the issue is that the world isn't built for us. Stairs are only barriers if there's no ramp. Productivity only defines worth if we let it. Maybe we're not broken, but rather the systems are. The medical community has the power to define what is healthy and normal, and people with chronic illness are often considered abnormal in this system. When we shift the focus from fixing individuals to fixing environments, attitudes, and expectations, we start creating a world where all bodies and minds are valued. Chronic illness doesn't make someone less worthy. It challenges a system that was never designed with everyone in mind. When society only listens to doctors or policymakers, we miss the real experiences of those living with chronic illness and disability. Emancipatory science, a knowledge production process that centers the experiences and voices of marginalized or oppressed groups, reminds us that real knowledge doesn't just come from textbooks. It comes from lived experience and the voices of people society has tried to silence. Our lived realities are valid forms of expertise. For me, thriving doesn't mean being cured. It means living at my own pace, surrounded by accessibility, acceptance, and care. Thriving is messy, slow, and creative. It looks different for everyone, and that's not a flaw. For every person, thriving should mean living on their own terms, free from societal pressures to be fixed. Chronic illness isn't about being broken or needing to be cured. It's about rethinking what health means and building a world where disabled people can thrive as they are.